The governing All Progressives Congress now has a new National Executive Committee led by the party's new chairman, Senator Abdullahi Adamu. For the APC, the successful conduct of the convention is proof that the party can surmount any challenge thrown its way, as there had been speculations that the party might crumble after the convention. President Muhammadu Buhari has congratulated the Adamu-led 79-member National Executive Committee. The president says that the unity of the party put on display has aligned the party on a firmer footing for victory in the 2023 general election. Now, for the new chairman, Abdullahi Adamu, him and his party will work to heal all wounds and make the party stronger to deliver more dividends of democracy to Nigerians. This is the crux of our next discussion. So joining me now from our Abuja studio is a member of the Accreditation Committee of the APC, Olorogun Dr. Mrs. Rukere Ugumba. It's nice to have you, Dr. Ugumba. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Great. Now, let's begin with the build-up to the National Convention. We had a lot of things. In fact, so many people expected that, or hoped that there were going to be fallouts from the convention. And if you compare the build-up, the anxiety and the uncertainty during the build-up to the convention and how the convention went and everything went on, it seemed they are all of an opposite reaction and action or outcome. Talk to us basically what went into having a very peaceful and successful convention considering the build-up.
You summarized it already. There was a lot of negativity regarding this our convention, and we defied all the odds, and we had perhaps the largest turnout and the best convention ever. You know that obviously the leadership, there was some internal dynamics going on, and our president weighed in. Even the dates had to be moved, and everything seemed like it wouldn't happen. But like you said, it was a very unifying convention, probably the most peaceful that I've been, considering the last one we had. I'm sure you saw there was some scuffles in the last convention, but this time everything worked flawlessly. Now, the main work of this convention yesterday was done actually, I believe, by the Accreditation Committee, which I was co-opted into. The leadership of that committee obviously was the governor of Kaduna State, the chairman, Malam El Rufai, the co-chairman as the deputy Senate president, Senator Oviamo Agige, and these plus the secretary, Alaji Tijani. So the leadership actually did most of the work to make sure that the new electoral act does not affect the people going to vote for these elections. As you know, they were elected and statutory delegates. And so because of the Section 84, I'm sure you know very much about that and the subsections, the leadership decided that in certain states where they had legal issues or, very big internal crisis, only the statutory delegates could vote, which means that no matter what happened, our votes will be valid for the National Working Committee, who would then do the elections for the primaries for the candidates. And so those decisions actually made it very simple. In any case, because the decisions were made very late, we came to TVC, you were scrolling for us to let the states know which were affected, that would only have the statutory delegates, but some actually still showed up in Abuja. But regardless of access, only the delegates that were decided by the Accreditation Committee could vote. Now, this was critical because, like you said, we don't want a situation where our votes will not count or our candidates, having been elected, would not then vote, like happened in the previous elections. So I'm very happy. Our leadership is strong. The APC has never been more united. We have 22 states now. Believe me, we'll have more states in this next elections, including my state, Delta State.
All right. A lot of people had talked about the issue of dissatisfactions within the party from members. Some were aggrieved before, and a lot of senior members had talked about the issue of reconciliation. With the outcome of this convention, would you say that all of the issues that a lot of party members had have been settled permanently? Would you say that?
I can't hear him.
All right, Dr. Ogumba, if you can hear me, I'm asking that would you say that with the outcome of this convention, that all of the challenges, all of the
I'm having
problems...
some trouble with my mic. I can't hear you. I can't hear you at all.
Okay, I wonder if you can hear me now.
I'm having trouble with the audio.
I wonder if you can hear me now. Can you confirm? All right, let me ask one more time. I'm asking if you can say that with the outcome of the convention, that all of the problems that people had have been settled. All right, we have joining us there, Dr. Mrs. Rukere Uguma. She is a member of the Accreditation Committee of the APC in the just concluded convention that held in Abuja at the Eagle Square. Now, the committee, the party now has a new working committee, and they have done the convention. They waited for this for so many months. Before the convention, there were, as a build-up, there were lots of speculations regarding what the outcome could be due to a lot of dissatisfaction from members of the party at different states and at different levels. But at the convention, the party had opted for the consensus strategy of coming up with national officers. And the constitution originally provides for either a consensus situation or an indirect or direct, process to be conducted. And the party went for a consensus strategy on how to, come up with their elected officers, and that was done during the weekend at the convention. And now they have a 79-member national executive committee from across the country. All right, I think Dr. Ugumba can hear me now. I was asking earlier if you would say that from the outcome of the convention, all of the issues that made party members become aggrieved initially have been settled.
I wouldn't say all. I mean, we still have to deepen our party democracy. Some people obviously need to be brought on, but I will tell you for my state in particular, we had some factions. Right now, I do not believe there's a faction in Delta State because even the other candidates stepped down for the greater unity of the party. And so I would say that a lot of progress has been made between when we started planning the convention and actually at the night of the convention. I'm sure you knew some people are gone on air, even for the national chairmanship, and we thought there was going to be a contest. And even on that night, a lot of people withdrew and just had singular candidates. In fact, there was only 3 positions that actually had elections. And obviously, those 3 positions, the winners were overwhelmingly voted for. And so I would say, yes, we have made ginormous progress to unifying the party. And obviously, it's not, work hasn't been completed. We still have a lot of work to do. We need all the APC members to be united. And we know more people are going to defect because they can see the momentum is like a rolling stone. I mean, we're going to, like you said, win more than 22 states for sure in this next election. So yes, everyone is talking. There's dialogue going on. The leadership is focused on winning elections, including the presidency and many, many states for the APC. And I think I would be very confident to say we've never been stronger.
All right.
Until now.
Okay, now share with us basically the nature and level of consultation that went into coming up with a unity list that has a comprehensive name of people who should or who emerged as National Executive Committee members.
As you know, there was a inauguration of a committee for zoning, and so they zoned the positions to different geopolitical zones. And so the leaders of those zones went into meetings to agree on which states will get which positions for the zones. Now, these were very deep meetings and late night meetings, and they came up with this unity list where all the leaders would sign that they accepted the list and they were published. And so that was how those lists came about. So each position, like I said, were distributed across the geopolitical zones, and the leadership of those zones, including the governors, the senators, came to sign the unity list. And so when your leaders who know what obtains down to the grassroots, all these elected leaders, it'll be very difficult to walk away from that list. The people, like I said, were appealed to. Even Mr. President was so generous to say that we know there was some cost to this process. You have to buy forms. We will refund your money for the sake of the party. Just step down and let's go with one voice. And so this is how this came about. And that's why you could see the whole, and some of these contestants actually they didn't really worry so much about the money. Some of them are ex-governors, as you know, and they have quite enormous wealth. But for the greater unity of the party, we now came to this very peaceful, extremely unifying convention. And so, like I said, the APC looks really good right now. I really like our chances right now to win everything. I'm talking 36 states even.
All right. Now, let me ask you this question in the minds of a lot of Nigerians. When your committee came up with the prize list for nomination forms and those who want to, pick up forms for intention, we understand that the forms for the chairmanship cost as much as 20 million naira, and for vice chairman, and the others, 10 million naira, and then it goes down that way. Can you share with Nigerians, as a way of enlightening everyone, what necessitates the pegging of nomination forms at that level?
Did you say 40 million or 20 million?
20 million. At least the report we got was 20 million.
20 million, okay. Yes, then you'll be correct. 20 million. Okay, so the party obviously wants serious candidates to show up. Now, I'm sure you know, what do you say? When something costs, you have to think about it so that it doesn't flood the market. And so I'm not sure how the prices came about, but the leadership of the party determined that only very serious, committed people would go and pick up forms. And so with that said, there's still a lot of people who actually got clearance to do these elections. So even with that price, the APC interest was very high. Like I said, I've never seen the Eagle Square so packed. I was there at the last convention of the APC, and honestly, this was more packed than ever, even though some of those people there knew that they could not vote. They just came as observers because, like I said, we excluded them from the delegates list because we didn't want a situation where anything would spoil our chances for 2023. And so, like I said, if you know you're going to elections all over the world, it's an expensive business. You should have supporters. You should have a purse. You should have been working for it for a while now. It takes 4 years to come to an election. And so I believe that, you know, I don't know, like you said, I couldn't speak to the sources of their wealth, but those candidates who actually bought forms would have been preparing for it for at least a year. And so I know for a fact that that actually eliminates people who are, I'll just say, actors or pretenders. And so that's my comment on that.
All right. A lot of people who have been following say that this doesn't create opportunity for women and youth who may not have the resources to purchase forms as much as they could have what it takes to lead the party at whatever level. What do you say to this?
Like I told you, most of the people elected were just, the eyes have it. Like, we didn't even have an election because it was the unity list. And so the money was not the only eliminating factor. Your leaders have to see you as capable to do the job. And so the leadership actually is very, very strong in the APC right now. So the truth is, the people on that list, for example, we have a woman national leader that's as young as 35 years old. And so that's very exciting to me as a woman, because I know that that will bring fresh people into the party. And she's more than capable for the job. Now, the youth leader as well, you know, from Lagos, a very vibrant young man. And we had several discussions on the day. And I'm very confident he will bring more people into the party. So the leaders have decided that money was not the issue. Like I said, those people who were elected yesterday were unanimously voted for. And the ones that didn't have elections were already selected by the unity list. So you know how this politics works. We have been working together for a while. So even if you think you want to oppose, you have to have people to work with. And your leaders must agree with you. And the population must agree with you. Politics is not cheap. Like I said, all over the world, even if you want to just print handbills, it costs a lot of money. And so even if you want to do, even a House of Assembly, even for your local government, it costs a lot of money. Much less all this, this is a national working committee. And so if you know you should be ready for it. Yes, there will be elimination due to cost, but really if you're that popular, you would have rallied your leadership, your constituents should have voted and actually contribute for you. We actually do fundraisers for elections all over the world. So really, the cost should not have been eliminating people who were serious contenders for these positions. Because your leaders would have known you, your community would have known you, everybody works together. We want to win elections. That's why we came to this position.
Okay. Just this last one before I let you go now. The new chairman, new leadership of the APC, what do you look forward to as the tasks ahead of the chairman and his executive members?
They have their work cut out for them, I have to tell you. Like you said, it took a lot, with the president even weighing in directly to get to this point. And so, obviously, we have confidence in the leadership. The APC has strong leadership. I will tell you this, I've never seen anything like this. And the chairman needs to bring his working committee together. All members of the APC, even if you feel disenfranchised now, there's work for all of us. This is a big country, there's enough to do for all of us. The fact that you didn't get chairman or publicity secretary or any position does not mean that it's over. No. In fact, these people who you contested against need your help. And so, bringing the party together is the first thing. Deepening our internal democracy is critical for our success. Because we need, for example, I'm from Delta State, I will speak to that easily. And to be honest, I'm so confident about our chances. But we need to bring all people on board because Delta State is traditionally a PDP state, and I was PDP, and I left the PDP in 2015, and I've been in the APC since then. And so I'm very, like I said, it's been going on and on where we weren't looking so good. I'm from Delta Central. Right now, from my constituency, the Deputy Senate President is from my constituency. The House of Rep member is from my constituency, and these are opposition people to the PDP. So my constituency was always APC, and we're always very strong. Now, we need to work round the 25 local governments in Delta State to make sure we convert to the APC. And this is the work cut out for all states of Nigeria, including the Federal Capital Territory. So I know that it's not going to be easy. Don't get me wrong. I know that we have the presidency backing us. Yes. And so in any case, we have our work cut out for us. Like I said, I fancy your chances. I believe you will see greater APC in the next few days, 2 weeks to the elections. Again, we can talk about this later. I'm sure you would have more questions after we all win, or we say no, we will.
All right. Okay, we have to wrap it up right here. Thank you very much for talking to us, Olorugun Dr. Rukere Ugumba, member of the APC Accreditation Committee. Thank you very much for talking to us.
Thanks for having me. You have a great day.
Great, you too.